Hey guys, welcome to Digit, and this is going to be an unboxing video of the TP-LINK Tether C50. It's a wireless dual band router using the standard 802.11 AC, and we can see that it's an AC 1200 router, which means it's mostly going to be dual band, and that's confirmed when you look at this particular point over here. It says it has 300 Mbps plus 867 Mbps, which means 300 Mbps is on the 2.4 GHz band and 867 Mbps is on the 5 GHz band. And it mentions that it has 4 5 dBi antennas. So 5 dBi is the signal gain of the antennas. And it also mentions that this can operate in an access point mode. Let's flip this around and see what's written on the backside. So here you can see a little infographic of the range that this particular router, the C50, enables, and it also mentions that you get dual band access and how you can sort of prioritize and switch devices to use certain bands so as to sort of properly allocate your bandwidth. Then you have a little information regarding the ports as well as the buttons on the back. Then it mentions that the 4 antennas that are on the device have been placed so as to ensure maximum coverage wherever you place this particular device. And lastly, it says something about Facebook Wi-Fi is efficient guest authentication. So the moment you have any device connecting to this particular router, you can easily share your Facebook account to anyone who connects. So this is a good thing for stores that would like to have Wi-Fi connection as well as do a little bit of marketing. The moment someone connects to your network, they can be presented with your Facebook page, which they can then like and share and do whatever. Let's flip this around and take a look on the inside. Off the top, you can see the router itself. We can pull that out and place it on the side. We'll get to that later. You have a little leaflet for the new general public license. This is usually present in devices that use some sort of open source software under the GPL, which must be the firmware within the router. After that, you have a quick installation guide for the device. If you follow the steps, you can easily install this in different modes, be it router mode, repeater mode, access point mode, and all the other modes that this device supports. And every other information that you require to set it up will also be present in the quick installation guide. Then you have an Ethernet cable. This seems to be about 2 feet long, and it happens to be a Cat5 cable, so that's mentioned over here. So all pins are not connected, so you're going to get a maximum of 100 Mbps on this particular cable, which should also tell you something about the ports on the back of the device. And then you have the power adapter. It uses Indian barrel plugs at the end, and this is rated for 9 volts and 850 milliamperes. This is a standard pin which should be compatible with a lot of devices, but the current and voltage levels is something you should be keeping in mind. Let's keep that inside. Come back to the router. We have a little film on top which we can peel off, and you can see that has very simplistic finish, but there's some sort of geometric design across the entire body, which you can see highlighted in the lighting. Kind of groovy, isn't it? There's a TP-LINK branding right in the center, which is sort of silver, and you have indicator LEDs at the bottom. The indicators are in this order. You have power, you have the first band, so this might be the 2.4 GHz band. Then you have the second band, this might be the 5 GHz band. Then you have one for the Ethernet port on the back end side. Then you have one for internet, whether it's on or off. And lastly, you have one for Wi-Fi. The antennas can be extended, but they're all fixed, so you can't actually unscrew them and remove them. And if you can see it, yeah, these things can't be unscrewed or removed. Each of them happens to be about 15 centimeters long, and they are all 5 dBi antennas, as we've seen on the documentation. So once you have them removed or rather extended completely, this is how they look like. This is slight difference in the antenna heights. So the ones at the back are actually taller. So these might be around 17 to 18 centimeters, whereas these are like roughly 15. These are all approximations, and you can sort of pull it off a little and place it in different styles and functions in order to figure out exactly what works. So the default configuration is to have these aligned in a 45-degree, but your house might interact differently with the signal. So sometimes you'd want to keep some antennas erect completely, sometimes you'd want to lay them out on the fly. That is, if you're mounting them on a wall, that's how you'd want it. And there are different configurations. So when you're setting it up, you need to figure out these things manually and get an idea of exactly what works for you. On the bottom side, we have a little sticker with all the relevant information of the device. You have the default domain that you'd want to access in order to get into the UI of the device. So that happens to be tp-linkwifi.net. Username and password is admin. That's kind of standard. The SSIDs are mentioned over here. These are sometimes unique to the device. Doesn't seem to be the case over here. Then you have the wireless password or the PIN mentioned as well as the MAC ID. From an aesthetic perspective, this is fairly simple, but from a cooling perspective, you can see there are plenty of ventilation holes all over the place. Even on the sides, you can see those things. And as a matter of convenience, you have mounting holes, so you can have this mounted on a wall. And if you want to disassemble it, there are screws to do that as well. So that was it for this quick unboxing of the TP-LINK Archer C50 dual band wireless AC 1200 router. Thank you.